Hi, welcome to Food Trends Live. My name is Jarrett Gibson, Nicholas & Company's e-brand specialist. Today, we're going to show you how to butcher a whole salmon. A couple of things before we get into the actual butchery is to look for quality in a salmon. Three things I look for is on the actual side of salmon. The salmon, when you push on it, it should bounce right back, so that's a good sign of freshness. In the eyes, they should be clear, not cloudy at all. And then the gills themselves should have a nice bright red color. If it's gray, dark brown, or if they're missing, definitely question the salmon. So today what we're going to do is basically break the salmon down by removing the head, removing the sides, and then deskinning the salmon, or skinning the salmon. So first things first, okay? I use a towel to help hold onto the salmon because they're naturally slippery. Reaching under their front fin here, and then if you look closely up around the head, right behind the gills, you can see where the meat line begins. So the thing I like to do is to take my knife, get it underneath the fin, and I'm on a pretty hefty angle, and we cut in. Okay? And we get all the way down into the spine bone. Next thing is actually breaking through the spine, and so we can get through the other side. Flip the salmon over, and same process on this side. So underneath the fin, take care of that. Next, if you take a look, you can actually see where the spine begins, which is right here. What we want to do is take our chef knife, and we want to actually cut along the spine all the way down till it comes out by the tail. The key here is not to angle too far down so you actually dig into the bone, and not to angle too far up so you actually get into the actual usable meat. So you'll hear a little bit of cracking sound as you go along. Those are actually the pin bones. Okay, so we've taken one side off and gently flipping it over, you can see we've got a nice smooth surface. We didn't dig into the meat at all, and we did leave just a little bit of the spine bone, but nothing major. We're going to move the salmon over here. On the side, what you have in the middle here is pin bones. This is part of their rib structure, so we need to get those out. And then we're also going to take the skin off. So first thing I like to do is run my finger around the edge of the skin. It helps detach it a little bit. Next, taking our knife, we're going to cut underneath the rib bones, and using a nice long even knife strokes to get those bones out. Now we're left with a nice fillet. Probably the hardest part of taking apart a salmon is actually taking the skin off. Personally, I've spent a lot of time, I've tried pretty much every single knife out there, and I found just your all-purpose chef knife works the best. The thing to do is get your salmon fillet close to the edge of the cutting board, as close as you can. That way your chef knife lays flat. And what I'm actually going to do is pull the skin off versus cutting the skin off. So I'm going to make myself a little handhold out of the tail meat, okay? So I can get my chef knife laying nice and flat, grab my towel, pretty much stable. And what I'm actually doing is pulling the skin off. So as you get towards the end, okay. So what you look for on the skin is to make sure that you're not angling up too much or angling down too much so you're cutting into the actual skin. If you see a lot of orange material, you're cutting too far up, which you're wasting valuable meat. On the back side, this is how it should look. Okay? Some minor trimming to take care of any ugly pieces that you don't want to serve, and you're ready to go. All that's left now is grabbing a pair of pliers and pulling out all the little pin bones that are left into the fletch. Thank you for joining us today on Food Trends Live. We'll see you next time.